Hey everybody, this is the Facebook Ads with a Twang podcast. I'm your host Ben Blackman, and today we're going to be talking about how to use Facebook video ads for maximum impact. Here comes episode 72. Facebook Ads with a Twang is dedicated to taking the often overcomplicated process of creating simple, successful Facebook ads, breaking them down step by step in less than 10 minutes at a time. Let's get started. All right, welcome everybody to episode 72, and I'm actually re-recording this because I'm trying some different methods for my microphone, so bear with me. I may have an episode or two that sounds different. That's just the way it's going to be because I'm trying a couple of different things out. I've got one of these desks that now I can stand up and work, and so my microphone's a lot further away, so just trying to get the settings down. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about Facebook video ads because we all know that Facebook puts a huge emphasis on video, right? Anytime you put a video out there, whether it's organic or not, it gets more exposure than if you just put a regular old post out there. So we want to try to utilize that, and there's some tremendous benefits to using video. Now, before I get into that, I just want to mention again that it doesn't matter if your videos aren't perfect. Okay, it's not about that. It does, I certainly can appreciate people who do not like to be on video. Maybe they don't feel comfortable with that. Or maybe they have to read a script every time. Those things are all fine. Okay, that's really not the point. The point of video is really to help your audience engage with you in a more personal manner. Okay, if you got to read from a script, I'm sitting here looking at notes, right? I'm sitting here looking at notes because I have to, or else I won't remember everything. People realize that. They don't expect you to just be able to say everything off the cuff. Right? That just doesn't work that way. We can't remember everything. So it's okay I'm sure some people can. I don't know that I can. But we may not be able to remember everything that we want to convey. That's why I put some notes out here with some bullet points, and I'm looking at it some. For those of you who are watching the video, if you're just listening, then you don't know that I'm scrolling through the notes. But so let's just talk about some of the benefits of video in and of itself. So one of the things is you get greater engagement. I think I just went over that. But you get greater engagement not just with your organic reach and all that kind of stuff, but with your paid ads. So, people tend to like, comment, share more on video than they do just regular posts. Okay, so that's one thing that's kind of a key, and it's easy to get lots of people to retarget at a low cost. That's another humongous benefit. And what do I mean? Well, when you run ads to a video, okay, when people watch it, depending on how much they watch, maybe they watch 3 seconds, maybe they watch 2 minutes, maybe they watch whatever, you can retarget some or all of those people for your other promotions. And it is super inexpensive to get people to watch your videos. Really inexpensive to get them to watch. So that's a tremendous benefit, and it's really important to do it now if you can, because I'm recording this right before the Thanksgiving holiday, and pretty soon after Thanksgiving, costs to run Facebook ads will go up. They just do because there's a flood of advertisers into the market. Okay, and so they'll be taking up a lot of extra space, kind of like what happened during the election. The same thing happens. So if you run video ads now and you get a lot of people to watch them, at least some of them, then you can be retargeting those people at a fraction of what everybody else is going to be paying to get in front of them the first time for their initial ad. Okay, so we don't want to fight over table scraps, right? That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it beneficial for us. So if you can get some videos out there, I'm going to talk about that in just a second, but if you can get some out there, then do it. You get much greater reach. We talked about that. It's great for repurposing content. So let's say you do a Facebook Live. You don't have to do a Facebook Live. I'm just saying, let's say you do. Okay, you record the Facebook Live, you can then download that video and then upload it to your website, right? And use it for trainings, or use it for a blog post, or whatever it is that you want. You can extract the audio from it and use it for a podcast. There's all kinds of things that you can do with that, so it's really kind of cool. And I was thinking about doing that. I was thinking about taking my podcast and doing a Facebook Live and making that the podcast. It doesn't matter if there's a bunch of errors. It doesn't matter how often I go or whatever it is that I do, that probably gets on some people's nerves, like my son. but those things, it's very powerful. You can repurpose, and it's great for branding you. Okay, it doesn't it's great for branding whatever it is, the product or service, but it's really great for branding you because they're going to identify you with the product or service. I mean, that's just the way it goes. So the best types of ads, and if you're watching the video now, you'll see this. If you're in your car, and then I'll explain it to you. Don't worry about that. But the best types, the first one I use most of the time are video views. Okay, video views are designed to get the most video views. Okay, I mean, that's why it's called that. And Facebook really promotes it. Now, some people will say, well, no. What about engagement? Engagement's fine too. You can try them both ways. It doesn't really matter. You can try either one. Engagement and video views both essentially try to accomplish the same thing. I've just had better luck with video views. Doesn't make me right. You got to test it, okay? And I also really believe that the difference between the two is so small for most people that it's just not going to make a difference. In other words, maybe you're paying half a cent more on this one than that one. Well, for us, that's never going to make any kind of meaningful difference. For a massive company that's spending $1 billion on advertising, then that's going to make a big difference. So video views are really good for branding and awareness. Again, you can use engagement campaign instead. So if you want to do a quick training, tip, trick, idea, secret, just a quick thought, those are great. So you pull out your phone, you're walking down the street and say, hey, I just thought about this. Okay, and you record the video. People love things like that. Doesn't have to be super long. Okay, that's perfectly fine. The next one that I use often is traffic. Traffic is really good for sales pages, opt-ins, retargeting, that kind of stuff. It's really good for scaling too when you're scaling your opt-ins and you've kind of hit a wall on your conversion campaigns. Don't worry if you're not there yet. You don't have to use it. But it's good to reinforce stuff. You can run traffic campaigns and send traffic to like your blog post or something like that. They're great for that. Also, I do use them for conversions, obviously. So, for an opt-in or a sales page or something, video ads are great preface to get them to the, sales page or landing page. So, you want to think about that. Does it take place of what we call a video sales letter? Yeah, it can. It sure can sometimes. It depends on the target audience, but you can, some people have the video sales letter obviously on their landing page. Well, you don't necessarily have to, we call that as a VSL if you're not familiar, but you can have it on your landing page. I just wouldn't do both, right? Either put it as the ad or put it on the landing page, but do not do both. I will tell you this though, if you're marketing to a cold audience, you don't want to have a full out sales presentation as your ad to get in front of them the first time. That's usually not a great way to start. You want to connect with them first and then retarget with them. Then you can show them those kinds of videos. Okay, so do you want to use professional or unprofessional? The answer is both. You got to try both. People connect with other people most of all. That's what counts. They're connecting with you as a person. Okay, so I'm not saying that you need to show up like me. I forgot to shave. Well, I didn't forget. I just haven't shaved in a couple of days. And don't worry, I can never grow a beard, so it won't get too out of control. But you don't necessarily want to show up that way, or maybe you do. I don't know. But in your bathrobe or something like that, casual, just not totally unprofessional. If that makes sense. But you still need to try both and get them out there. That's usually the key, is get them in front of your people and let them decide. Don't you think that you know what they want. Let them tell you what they want, okay? And they'll tell by response. So you can do that. I have a link in the show notes. So if you go to One Focus Marketing, that's onefocusmarketing.com /episode, that's with a lowercase e, episode 72, 72. Then there'll be a couple of things in there, links to Facebook's video design recommendations. Facebook did a great job putting that together. Take a look at it so you can kind of go through that yourself, and that'll be very helpful. Now, I do have a couple of suggestions here, what we might call best practices, although I don't like that term, of some things you might use. So one is the informal, informative approach. So like you're on the couch, you're walking down the street, you're sitting in the car, you're at the park. Those are all informal, but they're informative. It's about the content. If the content's good, that's okay. All right, just remember that. You can use a thought reversal video. We've been using these things for years and years, but this term thought reversal has just come out recently. Basically, you're making a statement that's completely the opposite of what everybody else thinks or says. Okay, so I might say something like, why Facebook ads don't work. Right, that's completely the opposite of what everybody else says or what I say. Right, complete opposite. you always want to have good audio. People forgive bad video. Okay, they don't forgive bad audio. If they can still hear you, it'll be okay. All right. Do a video view as soon as you can. Do a video views campaign, content-driven video, really low budget, $5 a day, and just keep it running. Just keep it running. Run it for a month. Okay. You don't have to go crazy. I know that's $150, but run it. See what people are saying. But you're going to get feedback on that. Okay, one way or the other, you're going to find some good stuff out. And then set up a retargeting audience as soon as you set up your video and get the ad run, and set up a retargeting audience based on people having watched at least 25%. You want to do either 25% or 50%. People who've watched 25 to 50% are in. Okay, I mean, they like you enough to watch it that long. You want to get back in front of them. I have a link in the show notes on how to do that from another episode, so you can check that out as well. So those are my basic advice right there. You can promote your offer, your service, more content, whatever it is you want to do. But get something out there and let it go, and do it at a low budget. And this is a great way to get started. Now, these are the kind of things I love talking about over at my Marketing with the Twang membership. Come on over and get involved. You can take a 7-day free trial. You can go to marketingwithetwang.com. I know that's a shock. And check it out. Otherwise, I will see you guys on episode number 73. See you there.